I have been absolutely loving Peacemaker. You guys know, I think before Penguin, Peacemaker season 1 was the best television that Warner Brothers had ever done. Not Warner Brothers, but DC had ever done. All due respect to the Arrowverse, which I adored. All due respect to Smallville, which I adored. But I thought Peacemaker season 1 was the best DC show ever. Then came along Penguin, and that kind of took that title. But season 2 has been great so far, and they just dropped the new episode a couple of nights ago. And I just want to take a minute to talk about it, how great this was. Now, I am going to give you a heads up here that I'm going to talk a bit in spoil. I'm not going to go into the full thing here, but I will mention some spoilery details of it. So if you have not seen the new episode of Peacemaker, you've been warned. Maybe just mute this until we move on to the next topic, but I have given you a heads up on this. When I did open mic a few days ago, somebody wrote in, I can't remember who, so forgive me. And they said, hey, Peacemaker's brother said that Hardcourt is now dating some jarhead. What if he's talking about that universe's Rick Flag? And if you guys saw that open mic, I was like I had never considered that. I had never thought about it. And I instantly said, I love that. I love that idea. And sure enough, how do they start off the show? But with Rick Flag. But here's the kicker. It wasn't the Rick Flag from the other universe. They started off by putting a dramatic twist on things. The episode starts with Hardcourt and Rick Flag waking up having slept together. And you find out that they're actually each other's best friends. Hardcourt even says to Rick Flag, you're the only friend I have. And vice versa. Rick Flag is cheating on Sorceress with Hardcourt, right? And that was the morning before he left for his mission where Peacemaker kills him. So now, not only is Peacemaker, I thought this move was brilliant, because now not only is Peacemaker walking around with this constant guilt about killing Rick Flag Jr., but now they're going to throw in a new twist. He killed Hardcourt's best friend and maybe somebody she loved too. So by doing this, here's the genius of this. And yes, Siku A is saying this explains some of the complicated feelings. 100% it does. But this is the brilliance of this one, guys. By doing that, they kept it from just being another yawn. Oh, look, another cameo. Oh, look, he's there. Look, he's there. Look, he's there. And they could have done that with Rick Flag. And I thought, if she, in the other universe, she's dating Rick Flag, that's kind of cool. I love that idea. I did. But by saying Hardcourt and Rick Flag had a relationship in the Prime universe, they elevated Rick Flag from just being a gimmicky cameo to being a absolute base level part of the narrative of what's going on and the complications that's going to introduce. And I thought it was absolutely brilliant. I really did. I thought it was just fantastic the way they did it. By the way, I said sorceress, it was enchantress. It was absolutely incredible. And I was floored by the fact that James Gunn has that kind of prowess. Like somebody else could have, like a lesser writer, a lesser director, a lesser showrunner could have just, hey, put in a Rick Flag cameo. Wow. Right. And that would have been fine. That would have been fine on its own. But he elevated it and gave it real dramatic punch. And I thought that was great. By the way, them also carrying on the whole gag of bird blindness. Listen. if I had read on paper the bird blindness gag before seeing the show, I would have thought this isn't funny. I straight up would have thought this isn't funny. This isn't going to work. But Tim Meadows doing it has totally made it real. And by the way, have you guys seen the social media thing that James Gunn has been doing, like these PSA announcements, bringing attention to the real problem of bird blindness? That guy told me it was a duck. I never said he had a duck. It's a bald eagle. And when she's like listing off all the ways Eagly completely fucked those people up, I was like, so continuing on with that gag and bringing in Michael Rocker as an eagle hunter. That's just perfect. I was kind of wondering how are they going to work him in there. The fact that they worked him in there in that way, I thought it was great. And you're right, Canadian Spring, I shouldn't be so jovial about it. Bird blindness is no joke. All sensitivity to our many viewers out there who daily suffer through bird blindness. I thought it was great. Judo Master being back as well. What did they say his name was, by the way? What did they call Judo Master in it? Rick Jagger or something like that. Something along those lines. I can't remember the exact name they called them. But anyway, so again, and the whole action sequence with Chris, Peacemaker, going in and taking out, like, I love the fact that every once in a while, they just remind us that Peacemaker has no problems killing people. Like, lest you think his big moral dilemma about killing Rick Flag is about, I don't want to hurt anybody. No. He just feels that because he really respected Rick Flag. He saw him as a hero. Remember, he even begged Rick Flag, please don't make me do this. Like, I got to preserve peace, even if it means killing like a hero like you. And that's why it haunts him. But in case we forget that this is still Peacemaker, they give us this scene where he just marches into this building and that scene where he kills the guy with 2 pencils and he just starts killing people. And then his brother shows up and like flies right through the helicopter. I thought it was great. I thought it was really great. Now, let me give you a little prediction as to what I think is going to happen with him and Hardcourt in this other universe. They've got us believing that their relationship in that universe ended because of something Peacemaker did, right? That's the feeling, right? That whatever it is that broke them up, it was probably Peacemaker's fault. It was probably Chris's fault, right? So my big hot take is going to be he's going to find out something horrible about the Hardcourt in that universe and find out that's why. Because have you noticed that they haven't actually said why Peacemaker and Hardcourt, who were in a relationship in that universe, aren't in a relationship in that universe anymore? My hot take is that he's going to find out something about her. Like, she's that universe's version of the White Dragon. Like, she's some racist piece of shit or something like that, right? He's going to find out something. So like, yeah, like, CJ is saying, like, I thought he was cheating. Yep, he cheated, sure, but they never said that's why they broke up, right? He was self-centered. He's egotistical. Yep, check. But they never said that's why their relationship ended. And did you notice they never once in that conversation talked about what her deficiencies are? Because our Chris wouldn't know anything about it, right? So again, my hot take, and I could be miles wrong, but my hot take is he's going to find out something really awful about that Hardcourt. Whereas, because, in all these stories where it always looks like the grass is greener on the other side, eventually our characters find out there's something really wrong. And then they realize how good they have it in their own yard. And I wonder if Hardcourt is going to be the reason for that. Anyway, whatever you guys think about it, I'm loving this new season of Peacemaker. I'm counting down the days to Thursdays. Anyway, whatever you guys thought about the new episode, jump down to the comments section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.